Hello guys, hoping you're doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Banter with Joy. I hope you're well and keeping safe. On this channel we talk about real life experiences, share with each other, learn from each other, and just go through life because life is not easy, but we've got to live it as best as we possibly can. So I'm so happy to be back discussing a topic that I am so passionate about. So as you can already see from the title of the video, today we are going to be talking about motherhood as a working mom. How do you go about being a mom and also executing your work excellently? For those of you who do not know, I am a mom myself. I'm a mom of two lovely children. I thank the Lord for them. And I also have an 8 to 5 job besides a couple other side hustles that consume my time. So whatever I'm going to be sharing in this video basically is going to be from my personal experiences. And I must say that the motivation for this particular video today was a conversation that I was recently having with a colleague of mine. I remember what happened was I received a call from my mom, and I had to excuse myself. I stepped out and we had a conversation for quite some time. And so when I returned, my colleague is saying, "Oh my God, that was a long call." And I said that was my mom. And this colleague was so shocked that she had to ask me, "Wait, Joy, what conversation is it that you have to have with your mom for that long?" And I was like, "Yo, what do you even mean? I don't understand. What do you mean?" I have conversations, long conversations with my mom almost on a daily basis. We speak every day. And, my colleague seemed so shocked. And I was very curious. And so, I went ahead and asked, like, "What do you even mean? Why are you shocked that, I'm having a long conversation with my mom?" And so she mentioned that she actually does not have a relationship with her mom. And for me, that was very, very shocking. It was extremely shocking. I probably not heard of, a lot of similar cases. Most people that I know, most of my friends, most people I've come across really are super close with their moms. If I heard that this person was not close to their dad, it's kind of understandable, because from what I know is that many African children actually fear their dads and are usually very, very close with their moms. So hearing somebody say that they have no relationship with their mom, that was shocking for me. It was extremely shocking. And she said actually she can take 3, 4, even 6 months without speaking to the mom. And I was like, why is that so? And the most shocking thing is the fact that she mentioned that they actually live just about 15 minutes apart. Wait, like 15 minutes apart. I think I just want to assume if probably I stayed that close, like if the distance between my place and my mom's place was that near, I would probably be seeing her every day. But unfortunately it's not the case. And here is somebody who lives very, very close to their mom, and she can go half a year without seeing her mom. So for me, I was very curious, and I asked her, "Why don't you have a relationship with your mom?" Because she had actually mentioned that when she gives her mom a call, the few times that she actually decides to give her mom a call, when the conversation begins, she said their conversation is done in 1-2 minutes. And I was like, what are you even talking about? So yeah, for me that was extremely shocking. And she said, you'll say hello, "Hi mom, how are you, how is home, how is everybody else?" And their conversations, the conversation is done. Like, they do not have anything else to talk about. So I was very curious, and so I asked her, "Why is this so? Why is it that you do not have a relationship with your mom? That is something very, very odd. I have not heard of a lot of similar cases." And so she mentioned that for the longest time while she was growing up, from the as a young girl, and growing up, she did not get to have or spend so much time with her mom, because her mom was a very career-oriented woman, and so her work took her away from her and her siblings for most of the time, and so they grew up in the hands of the nanny and her dad, and so she's actually, you know, closer to the dad than she is with the mom. Well, for me, it was a bit strange, because me and my mom are like, oh, like, we are super close. I think we speak almost on a daily basis. We have so many things to talk about. Maybe also because I'm a firstborn, but me and my mom, we talk a lot. Wow. So when she told me that her mom was as a very career-oriented woman, and, you know, her work took her away from them for most of, you know, her childhood, that touched me. Like, that was deep for me. It touched me in a way that it actually gave me a wake-up call. Yeah, it gave me a wake-up call, and I was, you know, I was thinking to myself, wow, Joy, this could actually happen to anybody. It could happen to any working mom, because I know times are very hard these days. The economy is not doing us any justice. The economy is tough. It's tough, and so you find that many families these days, it's hard to find a family where it's only one person who is working. You find that, you know, both partners, the husband and the wife, both have to work in order to, you know, bring in some income. And when you leave the burden to one person, it becomes, you know, a little hectic. And without a doubt, the people who have ended up suffering in the equation are the children. And so I thought, okay, here I am, Joy. I'm a working mom. I work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. But while I work 8 to 5 p.m., of course, that means I leave home earlier than 8. And so I'm getting home late. There are times when you're extremely busy at work that you find yourself even reaching home, you know, in the night. So you imagine a situation where you left home maybe 6 or 7 in the morning, and you're reaching home also 6, 7, 8, or even 9 in the night. It is very, very unfortunate that we are living in such times. And for me, it just got me really thinking, oh my God, this can even happen to me. It can happen to me, because personally, I'm working. My husband is working as well, and so we are always away. Away, especially on weekdays. And now, to make matters worse, my husband works, far away. He works far away from, where I work. And so I am the one who is staying, with the children from Monday to Friday. And imagine I'm also at work, because I'm also actually very, very busy. I'm thinking, okay, so what does that even mean? That means the children are growing up in the hands of somebody else. That means that you, as a parent, as a father or a mother, you will not get to actually impart the values that you would like your children, to grow up having into the children, because you have very, very little time. You have very minimal time with them, because, for the most part, you're actually away. I remember with my first son, it reached the point when he started, trying to speak. Of course, many children will start by, calling out their parents. Maybe they start with daddy or mommy. Yes, I had a help who was helping me at home. And so it felt like my son was confused between calling me auntie or mommy. He was not sure whether to call me auntie or mommy. And actually, I remember a point when my son would call me mommy, auntie, or sometimes he says auntie, mommy. And as much as we would laugh it off, the reality is that when I actually sit down and I think about it, when I just reflect on, the fact that my son is struggling to identify who I actually am, he's not certain who exactly is his mother. Because I'm thinking, why would he call me mommy, auntie, or auntie, mommy? It's sad. Like, every time I sat down and I actually thought about it, it was sad for me. and it's just hard. And I know this is a struggle that many working moms actually go through. We go through a lot, honestly speaking. But you see, even the work that we're doing it in order to be in position to actually provide for our children, and give them the best that we can possibly give. But you see, this is also coming at a cost, and it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. There are times when you get overwhelmed. There are times when you get extremely sad. There are times when you're just not certain. You look at your children and you feel that you have failed them. Personally, there are those moments when I have actually felt that I have failed my children. I feel that I am not, I'm not being a good mom. I'm not giving them my time. I'm not giving them, enough love like I should. I just felt that if I was present in their lives each and every single day, then they would probably be in position to actually turn out better people. Maybe they would feel my presence more. It's been tough. It's been tough. Sometimes you just want to give up. I can tell you for free that several times I have written my resignation. I have drafted my resignation because maybe at a certain point I feel just so overwhelmed, and I feel like I cannot go through this. It's extremely difficult. Every day I remind myself of the core reason why I'm actually working so hard, why we are doing all this, why we are being away from them. It is, of course, so that we're in position to provide for them. It's hard. Imagine many working parents do not get to experience their children hit those milestones. Just imagine having to return back from work, and the nanny is telling you, oh my God, he made his first step today. Oh my God, he spoke today. Oh my God, he all those things that you as a mother you want to actually experience. So some of those beautiful moments that as a mom you'd want to experience for yourself, you'd want to witness for yourself, but because of work you find that it is somebody else who gets to experience these beautiful moments on your behalf, and what you're receiving is simply reported speech. It's hard, it's difficult. And sometimes you find yourself asking, you find yourself having random conversations with yourself and wondering whether it's actually worth it. Is it worth it? Is it worth leaving my children to be raised by somebody else? And of course the reality is that the person that these children are spending the most time with is going to impart their morals, their values, their beliefs into the children. Because, and so you can just imagine the worst case scenario. Imagine if you have a baby minder or nanny who is abusive, who likes to use bad language, who does not have even the basic etiquette, who is not courteous. That means chances are very high that your children are also going to grow up that way. It's hard, it's difficult. And also like my situation where my son is calling me auntie, mommy. I remember about a year or so ago, I traveled to Norway for work, and I was away for about 3 weeks, and by then my son was about almost hitting a year. He was about 11-12 months, and I had left him with family really. So when I returned and I went to see him, and plus his nanny as well, so when I went to see him, the boy screamed. He started crying, he started throwing tantrums. And I would try to, reach out. I want him to come to me. I want to carry him. And he was so resistant. And by then he could not speak yet. So he's, trying to hold on so tight to the nanny. And I say, no, bring him, let me carry him. And he refused. So I took him by force. I somehow forced my way and just carried him. And he was scattering his legs all over the place and screaming. And that broke my heart. That broke my heart so bad. And I was like, what is this? My own son is rejecting me. He's rejecting me. Like, why? And that was a very, very sad moment for me. Seeing my own child refuse to come to me and is, holding on to his nanny, because I am sure he was trying to express himself, trying to show that he was not happy with what I had done. He was not happy that I had, left him behind for 3 weeks. And so it was a very, very difficult moment for me. And I kept asking myself the same question: is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Is being a working mom worth it? How am I going to do this? How am I going to go about it? And for me, my worry at that point was, losing the bond that I had with my son. But we thank God. After a few 3 or 4 days, he came around, and by the special grace of God, we were able to reignite the mother-son relationship. But of course, my heart was really breaking. And and also my work, the work that I do involves traveling to the field, and so many times I had to travel with him. He's a little baby. Just imagine a 2-month-old, 3-month-old, 4-month-old. For the longest time, actually, I think I was traveling with my son until he was maybe a year. So at that young age, you are traversing across the country. But I thank God who gives the grace. I know for sure that on my own, there's no way I was going to do it, but God's grace has been sufficient, and he holds my hand through it all. And I'm also very, very thankful that I have a very, very supportive spouse. Even amidst the distance, he's in position to actually always remind me that, while I'm not there, I am actually there. I care about you people, but I'm doing this for our own good. But there are times when personally I just feel like maybe I should quit work and just stay home and take care of them. But I mean, there's no way. Times are hard, things are hard, the economy is hard, and we have to do what we have to do. And then now my little girl comes in, and I was, for the most time, honestly, I was just working from when she was very, very little. I have really been working. Right now my daughter is just 5 months old, but you can imagine I leave her every day. By 7 I'm out of home, and I'm returning after 5 or thereabout. It's not like it gives my heart, honestly, it breaks my heart. It doesn't give me so much joy. Sometimes I wish I could sometimes I wish I could just stay home and watch them grow, watch them hit those milestones. Now I know my baby girl is 5 months. She's going to start hitting milestones. Very soon she'll probably be sitting, and then she'll start crawling. But because I'm always away, I don't get to experience some of those beautiful moments. So the big question is it really, really worth it? And I don't want a situation where the relationship between me and my children becomes like that of my colleague who mentioned that she does not have a relationship with her mom. I want to be there in my children's lives. I want to be there for them. I want to see them grow. I want to see them hit those milestones. I want to see them, achieve. I just want to see God's plans unfold in their lives. And for me, because right now I still have to work, maybe time will come when I will not have to work. Maybe time will come when I'll make the deliberate decision and say, okay, I think I'm going to pause for now and just take a break and take care of children. But for now that I know I'm still working, what has helped me is just deciding that I'm going to be very, very deliberate about how I'm going to parent these children. As much as I have to, be away at work every single day, I have decided that I'm going to be deliberate in making sure that for whatever little time I have, I spend it with my children. My friends know this for sure. Like, if you want to meet me during the weekdays, the times when my friends are, calling, Joy, oh, let's go for ice cream, or Joy, can we catch up, or Joy, all these things. But I normally turn them down because I want to just make the best use of the time that I have after work to just come home and spend time with my children and just, play with them and just love on them and just hug them and just watch them grow. And that is what is working for me now. So by the special grace of God, my workplace is not too far from where I stay. It's maybe about like a 20 minutes drive. So I just try to make sure that once it is 5, I try to be very productive in the course of my day. And once it clocks 5, I just, rush home to go and spend the little time that I have with my children. And I also just decided that I'm going to be very deliberate to see to it that I am not just spending time with them, but I also get to do certain things for them. For instance, if if by 5:30 I'm home on a good day, if by 5:30 I'm home, then I'm in position to to give some feeds to my little girl. I'm in position to play with the little boy. I'm in position to give both of them, their bath. And, just pray with them and just love them and then cuddle with them and just give them kisses, just to remind them that, as much as I'm away, I got you, I love you, and I'm here for you at all times, And for me, I think that is what gives my heart a bit of, comfort. I feel better when I, just leave work and come and spend as much, time as I have, for that day with my children. I feel a bit of satisfaction. Of course, I would have wanted to spend more time with them, but because I'm not in position to, I just try to make sure that the little time that I have, I spend it with them. And honestly, I want to encourage other moms out there that especially the working moms, that it's going to just take you being very, very intentional to actually make this work, to make the whole, being a working mom work for you. Otherwise, it's overwhelming. It can get you to the point of depression. It's crazy, but let's just choose to be deliberate. Let's choose to be intentional in, in creating time to actually spend with our little ones, because we want to have that bond with them. We don't want our children to look at us like strangers. We don't want our children to call us aunties or say, oh, who are you, We want to have a good, happy, beautiful relationship with our children, because, that is what makes motherhood very, very special at the end of the day, the bond that mothers share with their children. And here are a few tips and hacks that have helped me to, maneuver through it. Be organized in everything that you do. Know where this is. Know what time you want to do this, so that you're in position to create time to spend with your children. Secondly, I'm going to say that learn to delegate. You cannot do everything on your own. You're going to get overwhelmed. The reality is you're going to get overwhelmed. So delegate what you're not in position to do. Please delegate. Ask for help. I know sometimes we want to be like, super women, superheroes, but there's no award for that, there's no award for the most stressed woman. So ask for help and, delegate where it is, where you possibly can. And then also be kind to yourself as mamas, as moms, as, parents. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself that break. Take yourself for, massage. Go for a spa date with your friends or with yourself, just to help you also rejuvenate and, just refresh. Because if you're overwhelmed and tired all the time, then you're not in a position to also offer the best or be the best version of yourself to your children. So this is doable. The economy dictates otherwise, so we have to do what we have to do. But I know at the end of the day, we love our children, and whatever it is that we're doing is for their well-being. So I hope the tips that I've shared in this video will help a mommy out there, a working mom out there. Don't be overwhelmed. We got this. We can do it. And may God help us. We can do this only with the helping of God and, and the Holy Spirit. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned a lesson or two from this. I remain your favorite girl, Joy, and I'm looking forward to the next session on Banter with Joy. Bye-bye. God bless you.